For more on this story, we can go across to France 24's Irris Makler standing by in Jerusalem. Irris, you just heard there from the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu really taking a bird's eye view of this conflict. Does this mean that the end is in sight?
I would say it does. We are now in the ceasefire, the prelude to the ceasefire, as you can see, because Benjamin Netanyahu has made an address for ambassadors and journalists in English. You know, he is looking to how the end game looks. And we also are hearing reports, many leaked reports from defence officials, certainly in Israel, about the timing. You know, there's an Egyptian offer on the table of a ceasefire starting tomorrow, local time, 6 a.m. That's about 16 hours from now. Will that take place? Won't it take place? What will the conditions be? You know, another report says that a Hamas official out of the Gulf, out of Doha, has been saying, we will not put down our arms first. They have to be, both sides have to put down their arms and stop firing at the same time. So if you're getting into that level of discussion, we're in the ceasefire track. And I have to say, as someone who has been watching this closely for these 10 days and speaking on behalf of all the citizens on both sides who really are the front line, I cannot see that it will be anything but a relief.
Now, let's talk about the ceasefire in itself, Irris, because a ceasefire is a Band-Aid, if you will, on a gushing wound. It's not going to do anything to solve the underlying issues, is it?
Well, that's interesting. I just heard someone from the south of Israel who lives on a border community near the Gaza Strip, and he was saying exactly the same thing. He said, you know, we do not want this a ceasefire and then rocket fire from Hamas coming across again, you know, targeting us, not reported anywhere because it's low level, so-called. He said, we don't want to live like that. We want a ceasefire followed by real peace, years of peace. Now, is anything that is going to be any end here going to deliver that? I can't see it, because we've seen this process for all the 12 years that Benjamin Netanyahu has been Prime Minister. He has a way of managing his relationship, of Israel's relationship with Gaza, which I think is reaching the end of its natural life, listening to Israeli analysts who say it can't go on like this. Civilians are on the front line. Every 4 to 5 years, they suffer incredibly. Along the way, they suffer a little bit. The situation inside Gaza is dire. There's got to be a better arrangement, and there must be something that looks after the citizens, certainly inside Gaza, but no less the citizens on the border of Gaza inside Israel.
Irris, thank you very much for that. Irris Makler reporting there from Jerusalem.